My friends, I want you to understand the impact of this transit that is happening, that is occurring. We are ramping up. It's going to be here on 2/20/2026. Hopefully, you've watched my other videos in this series. We're going to go deep. If you want me to go into all of the signs more deeply, and if you want me to go into the planets and how this is going to affect your planets, please leave me a comment, subscribe, share this video even with yourself, and also leave a comment for engagement. And if I get 500 people who want that from me, I will do it. But I don't want to waste your time or my time or the channel's time and do a video that you're not interested in. But if you are, just let me know. Leave a comment, let me know. Keep me alive here on YouTube. Please keep me alive. These platforms are being really wonky right now. What I wanted to say is we're in this deep echo chamber, and it's pretty serious. You can see what's going on in the world, and there is a revolution, but there's also a revelation. And there is a revelation that is brewing deep inside of you. And I want to give you insight. I want to give you the light to see in the darker corners inside your soul. I want to help you understand what wants to be repatterned and reframed in your own life. And this is one of the most exciting times probably in your lifetime to make real change, to make evolutionary change. Now, I'm an evolutionary astrologer. You know that I use the Placidus house system. You can follow along with the whole house system if you want. And if you are a traditional astrologer or studying traditional or Hellenistic astrology or ancient astrology, that's not exactly what I do, but you can still follow along. You can still glean sort of the soul's lesson that is coming at you. Now, when something's coming at you, it's kind of fun to be able to catch the ball and throw it back, right? And then it's even more fun to get into a rally where I throw it to you, you throw it to me, and I throw it to you, and you throw it to me. And now you're not throwing it to me. You're throwing it to the divine. You're throwing it to the universe. You're throwing the ball back into your calling. And then guess what that creates? That creates the divine energy throwing it back to you. And I want you to be in the dance of your lifetime. This is scary times, hard times, even painful times. And I just want to tell you that for some signs, this is harder than other signs, but we grow through challenge, and transformation happens always in the dark. It happens in the quietness of your life. So maybe you witness something horrible, right? And that is not the moment in which you are transformed. The moment that you are transformed is processing what you have witnessed. So what I want you to do is I want you to participate in your life and then also simultaneously do the Neptunian part of this transit and reflect. And it is when you are in the deep reflection of the thing that you did, right? That's when you transform. That's when you grow. And we are teaching you on this channel how to grow your soul, the evolution of your soul across lifetimes. And I believe in past lives. I believe in future lives. I believe the soul never dies. You don't have to hold on to that belief system, and I'm not trying to convert you. And if you don't believe in that, you can still learn with me. You can still learn all there is to learn, because right now we're talking about what the hell is happening for us. And it is nothing short of gargantuan. This is going to affect us in a big social way. This is going to affect us historically. This is anthropologic as well, but we're going to talk about how this affects you in your own personal life and in your soul's calling. I cannot wait to give you this. Now, this is going to be a very exciting video. I recommend that you all watch this, and please, to keep me alive, to keep my voice out there, and to keep my educational videos, propagating, please subscribe to this channel. It means the world to me, but more than that, it means the world to the other people who are also watching, because it pushes my content out. Anyways, today, what are we going to do? First of all, I'm going to give you a happiness factor. I'm going to tell you how this is directly affecting all 12 signs. We're going to do that first. Then I'm going to do a deep dive, and I'm going to go into what does this mean? What does this mean if you have 0 degrees Aries in your 5th house, 6th house, and 7th house? So we're going to go into the deep dive of those houses. So what I want you to do is get out your gorgeous natal chart, and I want you to go and find, where do you have 0 degrees Aries? Because at that point in your chart, it is volcanic plate tectonics. Yes, it's like we are making the Hawaiian Islands right now. We are making the Grecian and Turkish islands right now. So what I want you to do is go look at the house in which you have 0 degrees Aries. We're not looking at your Neptune, and we're not looking at your Saturn, because transiting Saturn and Neptune are going to sit, they are going to collide, they are going to smash into one another on 2/20/2026. And when that happens, we're already in it. But when that happens, there is going to be a revolution inside of you. You are being begged to reframe your life. And we're going to talk about this. So you want to pay attention to what this means, what this point means when Saturn and Neptune at the 0 degree in your 5th, 6th, or 7th house means for you. Now, I also want you to pay attention, because if you have one of these 4 signs in either the 5th, 6th, or 7th house for this particular video, listen for that as well. So if you have Cancer, if you have Libra, if you have Capricorn, or if you have Aries in the 5th, 6th, or 7th house, this is going to affect you in this way. And this video will be really relevant for you. And that's because Aries interacts with those particular signs in a way that brings great challenge and enormous maximum change. So it's really, really important to watch this whole entire series, because this particular aspect, Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, happens once every 232 years. So not everybody in a lifetime experiences this. And you can see how volatile it is if you just turn on the news. However, we want to see what great changes want to be played out with you. Now, I want to tell you something. The last time this happened, and I'm looking specifically at Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, it was 1703 and 1704. And now it's 2025, 2026. That's when these timeframes are. And so I want you to think about, in 1703, what was happening. Well, we were creating the birth of the modern individual. And today, I think it is the rebirth of the sovereign self. Yes, of getting independent. And the core question back then was, who am I apart from God and the King and church? And today, the core question is, who am I apart from the algorithm? Who am I, and what am I apart from the systems I was born into, and from the early conditioning and the indoctrination of my life? Who am I without that thing that I was indoctrinated into? So if I was just sitting in a round room all by myself, who would I be? That is the question. So it is like independent from influence. Who am I? So Saturn right now is shifting the authority in charge of your life, and Neptune is lifting the fog, and it's exposing the illusions that you are attached to. It's exposing where you've been playing it safe. And this particular transit wants to give Aries, the Aries part of this transit wants to give you the courage to be independent. In 1703, again, this is an echo chamber. And so we literally are seeing the archaic themes try to reassert themselves, replant themselves, even within ourselves. Like, we're seeing that the way we have played it out before no longer works anymore. And you can see that the archaic ways of thinking, yes, they've made headway, but will they really take root? I don't know. I hope not. So in 1703, the monarchies at that time were weakened and the kings were questioned. And today, institutions are eroding and the central power is trying to be distributed. in a different way. This is happening to you too. So what part of you that you have sort of been operating in because I was told to do so is crumbling? And where are you maximizing your own individuated power? I also want to tell you, AI is going to really change the world forever. And that's another piece of this. We won't go into that too much. But the first thing I want to tell you is how this affects all 12 signs. I'm going to just give you kind of a cursory look at this. And if you like this video, and if you comment, and if you want me to do a deeper dive on each of the 12 signs, I will. If I get 500 people to comment, yes, Meredith, I want you to do a deeper dive. But if you feel like you've gotten enough from me and other fellow astrologers, and you feel like, oh, this is boring, I don't need to know this, which I'd be surprised, but maybe a lot of people feel that, I don't know, then just let me know either way. And I will do a deeper dive on how this affects all 12 planets. But right now, I'm going to just tell you real quick and fast and dirty. Then we're going to go into those houses that I spoke of. So Aries, right now, if you have this, and if you are in Aries, you're being asked to grow your power and to lead with courage. And you are being asked to find your integrity, find what you truly believe in, and stand up for it. Taurus, you are being asked to release old fears and illusions. You can build a security within yourself that nobody can take from you. Let's say you were, God forbid, imprisoned in the Tower of London. The one thing people can't take from you is your integrity. The one thing people can't take away from you is your security within yourself. That is what you need to grow. You need to grow the security within yourself. Gemini, this is when your voice is trying to mature. It's trying to speak with purpose. It's trying to speak the truth. It's trying to find the truth in the data and the facts and the analysis. And it's trying to express itself responsibly instead of just scattering your energy here, there, and everywhere. Like if you're going to do a podcast or if you're going to write an article, write it with complete courageous integrity to be impactful and inspiring and empowering to others. How can your voice be helpful to others? Cancer, your public role and your sense of authority are literally being redefined. And this is in Cancers, you're in hard aspect to Aries. So this is a big challenge. You're supposed to step into visibility and quit hiding. And also really get in touch with what you need in life to have love, spread love, be love. And then go do those things. Do not hide your needs system right now. You need to put your needs and see the needs of others. How can you be a great force of love in this world in a way where you're on the front lines? So it's to lead with love, which creates more security for yourself. Leo, your beliefs are being so tested right now, so you can live by the truths that you have experienced, not just stories that you have taught that you need to be. So Leo, it's about finding the courage to become the authentic self, to not give two flying squirrels what other people think about you, because it's in your authenticity that you find your greatest truth, you find your greatest self, you find your greatest resource, and you become a radiant, vibrant life force energy for self and for others. Virgo, you're here to face your fears and cut energetic cords that are exhausting you, and to claim emotional and financial sovereignty over yourself. So this is a time for you to really break out, maybe make your own money, or at least step into mastering your own passions and your own calling in your own way, in your own theme. Libra, this is opposing you. This whole aspect is opposing you. Your relationships are becoming very important mirrors, and you need the courage to look in them. So now only real, accountable, courageous partners survive this reset inside of you, because you are going to choose yourself. You are going to choose to quit people pleasing. You are going to choose equilibrium inside partnerships right now. And you're going to want to claim more independence inside your partnerships, getting out of codependency. Scorpio, Your daily life demands not only spiritual discipline, but spiritual integrity. So, no more self sacrifice, no more saving, healing, and rescuing others, no more living on the front line, sacrificing my very soul without it being purposeful and without it having a great deal of meaning for you. You are the great transformer. But let's really look at your intentions around controlling others, around controlling situations, around saving others, right? And let's reclaim your energy so you can start rebuilding, saving, and transforming your own life. And you will be asked to develop a very courageous spiritual connection, maybe even studying the metaphysical aspect of life, or is there life after death? The deeper questions. There's a spiritual connection waiting for you here. Sagittarius, your creativity is really maturing right now. And when I say creativity, I mean that which you will birth, that which is born from you. And you're turning your passion into something so meaningful, so powerful, so long lasting, and so self-led. You are the boss of you. You are making it up. You are your rule maker. You are your own king maker. And so you really have an opportunity with this Aries wind behind your back to live your truth loudly and to create it into a concrete form and deliver it. You are on a pilgrimage into the truth. Capricorn, your foundations are being rebuilt right now. And this is in a hard aspect to Aries. So the very foundation of your life, your legacy, you're redefining your career, your calling, where your skill set, where your mastery, where your greatness truly belongs. Where are you planting your oak tree? And there might be a great deal of change for you, Capricorn, and you might resist this change. And this might be radical change, but I'm telling you, you need to figure out your passion and then find the courage to fold that passion into your legacy. If you can't quit your day job and your day job is not your calling, create your calling in tandem with your day job. It's really important that you really step into the leader that lives inside of you. You're being asked for a leadership position right now, Aquarius. Your mind is brilliant right now. And clear, you're going to get really clear. I think you've been massively confused when both of these planets were in Pisces, like, what the hell am I doing? And your words carry weight right now, so use them wisely. So does your mind. I'm going to tell you, you are able to innovate and reinvent your whole life on your terms. And it takes less effort right now. So there's a greatness inside of you. I really want to tell you, you are the leader inside community. People are looking at you to become a community anchor. That could be your family, that could be your friends, that could be community, that could be book club, that could be, right? That could be your yoga community. That could be your Soul Navigation Athena Academy community. This can be your soul tribe, but you're being asked to be a leader and to help the world see itself differently. That I could go way deep into this. You guys let me know if you want me to. Please leave a comment, like, and share. Help me keep my voice alive on YouTube. Pisces, your values and your dreams really solidify right now. Your dreams become sustainable, but only when they are rooted in self-worth, courage, confidence, and trusting yourself. Pisces, you're being asked to truly trust in your dream. Put your dream out there and put together a plan to concretize it. And share this video with somebody who needs to hear how this biggest transit of our lifetimes could play out in their life. And I think these are very inspiring ways to look at, what does this transit want from me? Okay, we have to talk about the fifth house. And if you have 0 degrees in the fifth house of Aries, okay, 0 degrees Aries in the fifth house, this is where Saturn and Neptune are going to be sitting from the 0 degree to 14 degrees. It's going to take 1 full year. So that is starting 2/20/2026, and it goes all the way until next March. Now, a lot of astrologers believe that this is going to be, planting your seeds for decades. And in some ways that's true because we are in an echo chamber. So this time, but especially when Saturn and Neptune are transiting the place of 0 degrees to 14 degrees, you know that there are 30 degrees per sign, per zodiac sign in the constellations. And that's going to take about a year. And then they separate, and I think they are too far apart. They're no longer, they're in the same sign. Well, actually, Saturn is going to leave much earlier than Neptune will, of course, but Saturn is too far away and then it moves into the next sign. So I'm really talking about what are you going to do with your life between 2026 and March 2027. Now, listen to me. One of the things that I want to tell you is that a lot of astrologers will say, if you're Sagittarius rising, and it's not always true because I use the Placidus house system. And if you don't have one of my gorgeous natal charts, please go buy one of my gorgeous natal charts. They are invaluable. You get keys. You get so much more information. They are so easy to read. They are so beautiful. I promote them ad nauseum because I really believe in them. I designed them myself. You won't find another chart like this. You should go down to Kinko's. You should get it laminated and you should bring it to my videos that I put on YouTube every single Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time and write on them and mark on them. So interact with your gorgeous natal chart. It is absolutely incredible. I also recommend that you buy the starter package. If you haven't gotten at least the starter package, you need the starter package so you can really learn about where all your planets are, where all your signs are, what is your rising sign. So if you have Aries in the 5th house, it is very likely that you are a Sagittarius rising, but it is not necessarily going to be a Sagittarius rising. But most Sagittarius risings have Aries in that 5th house. Let's talk about it. This is wanting to affect and reboot. This transit is completely going to redefine this area of your chart. It's going to affect your creative expression, your romantic life, your relationship to joy, and guess what else? Your relationship to children. And you may find that your devotion to the arts is actually going to become a part of your spiritual path. You may truly find and reclaim and even reintroduce to yourself or create your most authentic self with this transit. Healing your inner child can occur right now by giving the little person inside of you back their power and back their courage to do what? To dream, to speak up, to tap dance through life. You are wanting to find autonomy right now. And you may find that the fun in your life turns to become deeply spiritual for you. And you might be even quite devoted to play right now. Or your children may require more of an authority in you. Yeah. So you might find that you need more structure for your children. And you may find raising your kids, I should say, that you need to be a little more Aries, a little bit more structured and really there for them like a mama bear, if you will, but allowing them to find their autonomy too. So creating safety, but also freedom for your own children is really important if you have this transit moving through your 5th house. Neptune and Saturn are going to bring discipline to yourself, and they're going to want to bring discipline and creativity to your life too. And so one of the things that I think your life could really inspire you, or one of the things that I think could inspire you about your life at this time, is you're going to find new ways to create love, to express joy, and to take more courageous risks and more creative risks. All of this is being reset inside of you from illusions that you've bought into, to authenticity. So if you have an illusion around, I'm not good enough to sing, or I'm not good enough to audition for that, or I'm not good enough to write that book, or I'm too old to take ballet, or I don't know how to dance, so I shouldn't dance, or anything like that, you will see that that's exactly where you need to lean into. I'm also going to tell you that fantasy relationships, situationships, and hookups aren't going to work for you probably anymore. You're going to dissolve your fantasies around romance, around is this a true love, around creativity, and also around your need for recognition, where you may previously have chased validation through lovers, or through false forms. You may have idealized loved. You may have dimmed your light to be accepted. And Neptune is going to wash away any false inspiration and any type of escapism. Saturn is going to demand that joy becomes sober and intentional. I don't mean you have to be sober, but it's going to be so intentional that you're not just drunk on love, right? You're the kind of love you want is going to deepen. Saturn is going to help you become really, really honest about yourself and disciplined with who you are, removing the mask from your life. There is a birth of a new creative identity that requires courageous self-expression without a guaranteed audience. Isn't this exciting? This is exciting. It's like you could sing in an empty stadium and really still be okay. This gives a lot of creative power to you. And in the fifth house, this conjunction is asking you, please take your joy seriously. Please play. Please do art. Please do romance. Please do your passion. Please do these things, because these acts are going to become self-definitions, the new self-definitions of you. And you're learning how to do them all with integrity. And you're learning the difference between chasing excitement and having FOMO and initiating creative purpose that creates a deep, deep, deep fulfillment. Like your whole heart is going to be fulfilled with this. Now, what you create really needs to come from truth, not performance. And risk must be taken consciously, not just compulsively, not just acting, right? Okay, what I want to say to you is, at its highest expression, Saturn and Neptune in Aries in the fifth house marks a moment when imagination becomes authentically masterful. Your passions will gain structure. And this is a time when you can find the greatest love of your life. Yes. And that can come in the form of a person, in form of an artistic expression, in the form of birthing something new, in the form of your children. But I'm going to tell you, this is going to turn into, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Deep self-respect. Yes. So you're going to end romantic fantasies that aren't really real. This is like when you've been holding on to a romantic situation that's been more of an imaginary thing rather than reality. Like I've been giving this person excuses, because Neptune is going to dissolve the projection and the illusion inside your relationship. And Saturn is going to insist that you are with a truthful person who is accountable. And Aries is going to give you the courage to walk away from people that don't deserve you. Yeah. You're going to stop romanticizing potential, and you're going to start responding to actions. And if love isn't mutual or consistent, or if it's disengaged, or if it doesn't fulfill you, remember the fifth house is like the radiant heart. It is the Leo's, heart. It has generosity. And so choosing self-respect and choosing love that has respect in it over fantasy opens a space for real passion, not just imagined connection. I also want to tell you that you're going to commit, I should say, to creating your true gift rather than just dabbling. No more dabbling. No more dibble dabble. No, 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 no. You're Sagittarius rising. You're probably somebody who has had a great deal of creative talent, but you might have treated it casually or inconsistently or insecurely. And so Neptune is going to give you the inspiration to implement your dream. Saturn is going to help discipline you. And Aries is going to say, start right now. Yes. Are you excited? Are you pumped? Pump up the jam. And so you're going to choose a creative outlet and you're going to commit. You're either going to write daily or launch your new project or do your crafts, that you really commit to, or you're going to share your work publicly. you're going to turn your passions into something tangible. You're going to become the joy maker with this. And the joy deepens because the effort and the discipline, because of Saturn will create the weight of it. You're going to also learn how to express joy and create joy without needing applause. Oh my God. I have this person in my life. She's not truly in my life, but she's kind of inadvertently in my life. I bump into her energy in my life's web, and she creates joy for applause. How does she do it? She creates joy that says, look at me, and aren't I great? And also, do you like me? Do you like me? And this is very fifth house. And this is going to alter for you. So you're going to be able to create joy without needing any applause or any accolades, no praise. You don't need validation for it. And so Neptune is really going to dissolve the need for the external approval. And what is Saturn going to do? Saturn is going to build your internal confidence. And so Aries is going to initiate self-led joy. You also will do things that just bring you joy. Like maybe you've never ever eaten dinner alone by yourself. Now it's like, it's kind of fun going to the movies by myself, or it's kind of fun going kayaking by myself, or it's kind of fun going snow skiing by myself. I got stuck on the mountain and my friends could not come up and meet me. And I snow skied like 3 weekends ago all by myself. I was like, oh my God, I made best friends with everybody on the chairlift, of course, just because that's my personality. Like, hi, where are you from? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, where's your partner? Where's my partner? My partner doesn't ski. Well, my partner quit on me. Yeah, I know, I get it. And then by the time you get off the chairlift, it's like, bye, have fun. And my girlfriend, Amy, who was supposed to go skiing with me, she said, you have the best day of your life. Soak it all in. Enjoy your own company. Enjoy your own spirit. That's what this feels like. And so it's like self-initiated joy. And I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your comments because this hasn't happened fully yet, but you might be able to see it up ahead and around the corner. And I want to tell you something. I really, really recommend that you go to my shop at shopsoulnavigation.com and you get my Soul's Design report. And the reason why I suggest this is because a lot of the reports don't go into the aspects as much. And this Soul's Design report is so good. It is one of my very favorites. After the deep dive natal report, this is my second favorite report on yourself. I also love the unique chart rulers report because I love understanding the rulers of all 12 of my houses. And for example, if you have Scorpio in the fourth house, you need to know where the heck is Pluto and where is Mars in your chart, because your fourth house Scorpio is different than my fourth house Scorpio, because your Pluto and Mars are sitting somewhere else. So that's that unique chart rulers report. And I really recommend you get that. It barely costs anything. Just learn deeply about yourself, learn real astrology. I want to pass my light and my knowledge on to you. And I bought the license for these reports. I don't write them myself, but I bought the license for these reports because I think they are so phenomenal. So the Soul's Design report and the unique chart rulers report goes a little bit deeper than that starter package deep dive report. They are so, so good. But if you have to start somewhere, of course, start with the starter package. But if you've already gotten that, you really need your unique rulers report and your Soul's Design report. They are phenomenal. They will talk to you about your houses, your planetary placements in your houses, and you will start to learn the core lessons that your soul and the evolution of your soul over lifetimes is here to learn in this lifetime. They are just really, really good material. Let me tell it to you this way to just wrap up this deep dive on the fifth house. The core lesson of this transit is it's about not just chasing pleasure for pleasure. It's about not just chasing pleasure because you've got FOMO. I mean, you could plug yourself up, right? You could just plug yourself up like with this kind of fun and this kind of fun. No, it is about owning and creating your own fire. Yeah. And your fire is what brings you alive. And if you are brave enough to commit to your creativity without any guarantees, with saying, this might be a flop, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I've done so many video series where this might be a flop and then it takes off, right? And sometimes it doesn't. And really just being okay with the flops. That's what this lesson is about. Be okay with the flops. Doesn't it feel daunting, but kind of also exciting to know that there are just such massive changes that want to occur? And there are some signs that get really scared of change, and there's other signs that get more exhilarated. But I want to tell you that how this plays out inside of you has much to do with how you approach this energy and also how you dance with it, and how you basically, if you had to swim across the river, how would you swim across the river would help you get across the river, right? And so, and how would you swim across the river if you didn't even know how to swim, right? And there's something to be said about cool heads and less fear, will help you tremendously. One of the things that I truly believe is nothing good comes out of fear. Nothing good ever comes out of anxiety. So I don't want this video to give you so much anxiety as much as I want it to inspire you, enlighten you, and empower you. Now, what the rest of the world and what the world is dealing with, that's a whole different conversation. And I would probably, if I have members on here and you want me to do some important themes that are happening like in the world as the world turns more social and social change, and the questions about life outside of ourselves, I can do that, but I just would need a lot of people to want that. Anyways, let's talk about the sixth house, okay? Because this aspect might feel like, oh, it's no big deal. And it is going to affect your daily work, your daily routines, your daily life. I mean, this is me walking around the block with my dog. And I do that 3 times a day, sometimes 4. That's significant, right? Anything that you're doing. How many times are you in your kitchen? How many times are you in your bedroom? How many times are you in your bathroom? How many times are you in your living room? How many times are you driving your car or walking to work, or however you get to work, right? Taking the subway, or that's your daily life. So this house gets so shortchanged, and it is so critical and so important because it is an enormous part of your life. How do you live on a daily basis? I think about the little old grandpas who play chess, in Central Park or in Washington Square Park in New York City, and how they go out there every day, and they didn't call their buddy, they didn't call their pal, they didn't call their friend. They just were seeing who was at the table to play cards or play chess. That's this house. So this is your daily routine. And is your daily routine sacred? Or are you just moving through life? Are you just checking boxes off? This is your health habits. This is your relationship to your health and wellness. Do you even have one? Do you have a relationship to your health? Do you have Aries in this house? This is really, really important to think about. Like, if you don't have a relationship to your health, this transit could force you. It could force you into having a relationship with your health. And I don't really want that to be. I don't want that to be for you. And I also want to tell you that this is what you want to devote your life to. This is the house of service and devotion. So what do you like to serve? What are you most devoted to? You'll find that in the 6th house. This is also little small animals in your life. And so this is going to be a very interesting time for all of those subjects. So it isn't for everybody. You know that I use the Placidus house system, but most often this is for Scorpio risings. If you're Scorpio rising, you probably have Aries in the 6th. Now, not all people will have that, but especially, it depends. If you're a late degree Scorpio, then you might not have. You have to say, it also depends where you were born. So you do need to get your gorgeous natal chart, and you do need to just go to Shop Soul Navigation and get your gorgeous natal chart and start working with that, because you can see the lines very clearly. You can see all the degrees in the houses the way I designed it. When somebody asks me to take a look at their chart and they show me an astro.com chart, I just want to poke my eye out. I'm like, I've been doing astrology for 30 years. I can barely read this. And then when they do a bi-wheel for me, and they ask me to read their synastry, I'm like, oh my God, Why are you why are you making me blind? I can't see a damn thing in this chart. Anyways, I love them and they give them to you for free, and that's great. Yippee yahoo, and go get your free chart. But if you can work with that darn thing, wow, you deserve extra hugs and extra love from me, because that is challenging for me. I like it color coded. I color code all your fire signs, all of your fire houses, all your earth houses, all your air houses, so you can see the dance inside your chart so much more easily. Anyways, sorry, I'm going on and on because I sell those charts because I believe in those charts. I really do. I don't sell anything I don't believe in. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Oh gosh, this is huge. So I have a couple notes here that I want to expand upon. But I want to tell you that you really need to get realistic about what you are capable of doing and what you no longer want to do. Like, you got to get your obedience and your servitude and your devotion in check right now. And you might need to sort of dissolve the parts of you that say yes to everything and that overgive and being, I don't know, I guess overly compliant. This can really have yourself work yourself to death, honestly, because Neptune is boundless. It has no boundaries to it. And Saturn absolutely does not quit. Saturn has tenacity and a will and a drive that is just, God, it doesn't even know it's exhausted until it's in the hospital. Like, I'm in the hospital because I overexerted my energy and I did too much. Yeah. So if you have a big fat Saturn in your chart, like Saturn rising, Saturn on the MC, or Saturn conjunct the sun, do you understand that? You don't even know you're burnt out until you've decompressed and you've sat on some island with a Mai Tai in your hand and you're swinging in the hammock and you're like, oh, wow, I was really, really stressed out. Wow. Right. So Saturn doesn't quit. And so excessive worry, excessive anxiety can manifest into illness. If you don't take care of yourself, you've got to do timeouts. This is one of the harder placements. This one is absolutely critical. Please, please, please listen. If you've got 0 degrees Aries in the 6th house, I really want you to slow down. And finding healthy, wise, kind, empathetic, compassionate, spiritual mentors right now, it can be really critical to you because you might not know how to do this for yourself. But finding somebody who can teach you, like I am right now, why being in moderation and not excessiveness is critical to your life right now. So where are you obsessive in a way? And where do you overgive? And what do you overgive to? You've got to do timeouts. I have to literally build into my daily schedule to walk, to get up and walk. That's around the block, to walk after every single reading I do. I have to walk it off and get fresh air. And I'm so lucky I live in a place where there is so much good oxygen and fresh air. And so I have to move my body. It's part of that reset, right? So that's how I moderate. And so you've got to put in systems and structures that really help you with your routine, help you move your body, help you stay healthy, and devote health and wellness to your own temple. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to be attracted right now to daily devotion and effective maintenance for your well-being and your soul right now. Last night, I did not want to go to yoga. I just did not. It was cold. I was tired. I was exhausted. I didn't want to drive there. I didn't want to drive in the rain and the dark and blah, blah, blah. I went and I was like, wow. When the 2 people at the front desk saw me come in, they were like, Meredith, it's okay. Do you want to know what happened? I was so in a panic that I was late that I was actually half an hour early. And I totally decompressed. And when I left, the guy at the counter was like, you are a totally different person. I just completely decompressed. I walked in there with all my stress for being late. So you are going to be the authority on your spiritual journey right now. You're in charge of you and your maintenance. And I want to also tell you, you might be becoming a spiritual authority inside not just your daily routine and not just the boss of you, but in your work. And you may be stepping into the role as a spiritual mentor for other people, but also for yourself. You might really be defining right now what it means to spiritually be connected in a daily routine to my higher self or to my divine self. So when Saturn conjuncts Neptune at 0 degrees Aries transiting in the 6th house, your whole relationship to work, your daily life, your health, your time management, your discipline on a daily basis is being both dismantled and rebuilt now with very serious focus and attention. And so you're being asked to dissolve the unsustainable routines in your life. You're also being asked to dissolve the martyrism, I should say maybe the martyrdom patterns that are in your life. Where do you martyr yourself? Where do you just kill yourself to? Where do you not say no, right? Where do you not say no? Where do you give and give and give and give? And I also want to tell you that saying yes to everything has really probably drained your energy, and learning to say no, learning to be Saturnian, you'll find that people will respect your time more if you don't say yes to everything. Neptune will reveal where you've been overgiving, where you've been avoiding guardrails, and where you've been confusing, ready for this one, busyness with having a sense of purpose. Being busy does not mean that busyness is purposeful. No. Have you ever seen a putzer? I'll do a little of this, I'll do a little of that, I'll do I don't know where to start, right? I told you guys this. I cleaned out my garage. It was just a disaster. It was like 7 years worth of my husband's stuff and my stuff, and we just threw it in there. We never really organized it. And it wasn't like a hoarder's garage, but it was his whole life and my whole life. And we got married in our 50s. And it wasn't organized. And so we're like tripping over ourselves. Anyways, it took us about 3 months to clean out. But I will tell you, it was very much like having Neptune in the 6th house. And because I literally was like, I don't know where to start. I don't know which box to pull up. I don't know. I don't think like that. I don't think linear like that. Oh, maybe I should go through this box, or how do I build, blah, 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 blah. So what I did was I just called Habitat for Humanity. I had them pick up half of all this stuff that I was attached to, like chairs and a podium and all this. And then I built shelves, and then I did one box at a time. And my husband was really cute. He said, Meredith, I give you permission. And himself too. Like, I give us permission, but I was the one feeling guilty about it. He wasn't, like a good Aquarian. He's like, you don't have to do it all in a week. I was like, we're going to clean the garage this weekend. He's, no, we're not. No, we're not. I give you permission to feel okay, because I feel okay, to organize one box a week. And if this takes us 3 months, it takes us 3 months. Oh my God. Do you know how wonderful that was? That's this. That is like this placement. And I also want to tell you, if you have Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn in the 6th house, you're going to have some version of this, because this Aries is talking very loudly to those signs. So if you have those signs at 0 degrees in the 6th house, this 6th house is very much activated. So Neptune might be like, I don't know where to start. Well, just try something. Just try a sound bowl meditation. Just try a new class. Just try something new to be devoted to and see how it feels. Do you know what happened is when my husband gave me permission, and by the way, when I say that, all I mean is that he was detached from that expectation. I was not. I was struggling in, we need to do this now. And he was like, no, we don't. And it's okay. And I don't want you to feel guilty and eat yourself up. And it's just fine. What I'm saying is like, give yourself permission to build guardrails and go more slowly, so you don't just fry your nerves. Put clear systems, clear boundaries, put accountability into it. Like, if I didn't do a box in a week, I'd feel bad. But what I was going to tell you is, like, when all the guilt was removed from my heart and soul with the help of my hubby, wow, I got so productive. I didn't do just one box. I did like 5 boxes. And I was really, really productive because I wasn't panicked. So it's kind of a dumb example, but that was a very daunting task that I just completed. And when I walk into my garage now, it is like Zen. It is so incredible. I couldn't have done it without him, but I just want to tell you, sometimes you also need partners, you need teamwork. And this house, the sixth house, also rules coworkers. And so having a coworker, like my husband and I are not coworkers, obviously, but he was a coworker side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Sometimes if you have this placement, you really do need to learn how to delegate to your coworker. And I will tell you that this Aries is going to insist on fresh starts and also sort of self undertakings for the betterment of your life. You're no longer meant to just drift through your days or be robotic through your days. You're meant to initiate projects and initiate life that supports you in your daily routine, right? Like, who cares about a clean garage? Well, it's part of my daily life. I am in my garage constantly. We don't have any storage in our house. So I store all our winter coats out there. I store all my ski gear out there. I stored my scooter, my moped out there. We have a whole second fridge, so we have our freezer out there. So all of our food. That's where we hold our wine. That's where we hold all of our upholstery cleaners. All of the cleaning products are out there. I am out there probably 10 times a day. And all my whole garden moves from outside into inside in the winter. And so everything's in there. All of our patio furniture is in there. So it's a lot, right? It's the whole storage system to our house. So it sounds like I'm going on and on about this garage, but whatever your garage is, like the thing in your life, it could just be your house, and getting your house clean, getting your house organized in a way that supports the management of your daily life it sounds so small and so insignificant. And what it's going to do is dissipate anxiety. It's going to create clear-mindedness. It's actually a way to live in a state of Zen. I'm going to tell you, your work needs to align with meaning right now, and your effort has to serve your vitality. So it's almost like, rather than feeling depleted, does this task fill up your vitality bucket? And health becomes less about perfection, and getting rid of your little love handles. Here's my little love handle. My little love handles. My husband said, we're not allowed to eat hamburgers anymore, Mare. We're not allowed. No more hamburgers. I made the best hamburgers. Oh my God. Like hamburgers like this. Like just, I'm too big for my own self. Just overflowing with like juicy hamburgers dripping down. I know I used to be a vegan. For 5 years, I was a vegan, and now I'm actually celebrating hamburgers. I feel guilty even telling the story. But what I was going to say is, it's less about becoming perfection or looking like you have the perfect body. And it's more about just eating in a way that truly supports your temple. And God bless every single vegan out there. I wish to God I could be well. I did it for 5 years, and there was a lot of benefits. But there were a lot of things that didn't work for me. And I really bow down and have respect for anybody who's a vegan and a vegetarian, but especially vegans, especially because it is so hard to do until you do it. And you have to put a lot of conscientious thinking and effort. And my God, I think you are some of the best humans on the planet. So it's less about being perfect, and it's more about listening to what your body really needs, moderation, taking your vitamins, your supplements, eating in a way that supports you. And I want to tell you that there's a connection to the divine here. Like, our health and wellness is connected to our experience on Earth, right? And then when we leave Earth and our body dies. And so there's a real spiritual connection to health and wellness right now. And when that gets translated into daily practice, it becomes increasingly powerful. At its highest expression, the sixth house is marking the moment when purposefulness, and intention become routine, and your service and your devotion become sustainable, not burnout. And discipline leads to or becomes an act of self respect. How I'm just telling you, when you get this house right, you fall in love with yourself, and you fall in love with your life. You fall in love with your life on an hourly basis. You are grateful for everything in your life. So let's talk about some practical examples, even though my garage was a pretty darn practical example. And you might not even have a garage. I didn't have a garage for most of my life. I did not have a garage. Can you believe that? Ending burnout by redesigning your work days. That's the number one thing you need to do. If you are not already burnt out, you're going to become really burnt out with this aspect, and it's asking you to redesign your days, redesign your work. What work do you really want to do? Tell me, 0 degrees, Aries in the sixth house. What work do you really want to do? And then what job are you doing? So I want to be an astrologer, but I'm an accountant. I want to be an interior designer, but I'm a tax accountant, or whatever it is. I'm a banker, right? What are you really doing? I work in IT, but I want to be an artist. What I want to know is, what do you really want to do? And then I want you to put that thing that you really want to do somewhere into your life. So you might realize that you are absolutely exhausted, and it's not because you lack discipline, but it's because your energy is probably misdirected, misguided, and probably being overused by things that you don't really want to do. So Neptune is going to show you where your effort is just like leaking out, right? And Saturn is going to ask you to structure it. And Aries is going to say, we need to initiate change right now. We need to do this right now. So what this looks like is, you're going to cut out all the unnecessary tasks. Let's go back to my stupid garage story. Okay. I know it's so dumb. And you can tell me how dumb my garage story is in the comments, because I get it. But one of the ways in which I did like cutting out the unnecessary tasks is, I had so much furniture in there that I had a beautiful wrought iron doggy gate for indoors. I had a little playpen that we aren't using anymore. It just went on and on and on, right? And I could have taken each one of those things and sold them on Facebook, or I could have taken each one of those things and put them in my car and driven them down to Value Village or whatever. With one clean swoop, I just literally got rid of half of that garage full of furniture. They were unnecessary anymore. I could have found a reason to hold on to every single thing. Like, my husband had his very first grandchild, and my niece just had a new baby, and she has another baby on the way. Those are 2 justifications for keeping the playpen. I don't want to. I don't want to. No, I don't want to. They're probably not going to use them anyway. They'll probably bring their own. Or we get one if we need one. I don't want to. They're unnecessary. So get unemotional and remove. Like, take the emotion out, get really cerebral. This house is super smart and super cerebral. Come from up here and just see what is unnecessary in your life and purge it. I'm not joking. So I also want you to renegotiate your workload. I really do. I want you to renegotiate, either with yourself or somehow, some way. You renegotiate your workload. That could be your workload at home, chores. Maybe you get some help to come in and help you clean side by side. So when my cleaner lady, who I love and adore, comes over, I clean with her. She doesn't just do it all on her own. I oftentimes clean side by side with her. So, renegotiate your workloads. And then I want you to leave the roles built on or dependent on self-sacrifice. If you are sacrificing your purpose, if you will, or your energy, because you feel obligated, guilted, shamed to, be helpful to this person in need, no more. Find another way to help them that doesn't require your energy. And I don't mean to be mean or cruel, but you've got to take your energy back and refuel yourself somehow, some way. Figure this piece of your life out, because your work and the rhythm of your work and the rhythm of your energy supports long-term stamina instead of just survival mode. And that's really critical for you to know. We're trying to, right, stay alive for as long as we can, be happy. And taking health seriously after ignoring the body for a while is really important. So, do you have this aspect? And if you don't have a planet in this house, you might have neglected it. You have to really look at where is your Mars? Where is your Mars? Where is your Mars? And Mars is the ruler of Aries. And so, with Aries in the sixth house, what is your Mars doing? And there is that report that I was telling you about that I cannot reiterate enough, and it's called your unique chart rulers. And I really, really recommend that everybody gets that report, because you want to know what the rulers of all your houses, but especially the sixth house, which would be Mars if you have Aries here, is doing in your life. And so, have you overlooked your mental or physical health and warning signs and hoping things would just work out themselves, only to find out, oh, my cholesterol's still high? Doctor did tell me I got to work on my cholesterol. And so I've got to really focus on that. And I don't want to take those things for granted. So Neptune is dissolving denial. Like, where have you been denying your health? And Saturn insists on you taking responsibility for it. Nobody can do your health for you. And Aries is saying, let's be courageous and start a new program right now. So start a new health and wellness program. What's it going to look like? What's it going to look like? What are you wanting to do? I used to be a marathon runner. Can't do that anymore at all. No, 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 not good for my joints. So I'm doing yoga and Pilates and bar and walking, right? What are you doing? And it might have to change right now. You might not be able to lift the kinds of weights that you used to do. And so what kind of activities are you doing? So you're going to begin a new health regime. Why? Because you have to get yourself in a alignment with health. You're going to commit to movement. You're going to commit to sleep. You're going to commit to better nutrition. And it's not as a punishment, but it's for the autonomy of your own body, right? So you can take care of yourself forever and ever for the rest of your life. You can take care of yourself. Now let's talk about turning your spiritual ideals into daily practice. So I want you to think about, this is a place where I think people, especially with Saturn here, will deny their spiritual intuition. They will deny their intuition or their psychic sensibility. But Neptune wants you to embrace it. So Neptune is asking you to hold the intuition and to use it. Saturn is saying, let's use it in a useful way, and let's be grounded with it, and let's use it in a way that isn't harmful, but that has integrity. And Aries is saying, I want to embrace this now. And then the sixth house is saying, and let's put this intuition and counting and really, really trusting your intuition more than you ever have in your daily life. So I would also say meditating, journaling, grounding yourself, doing mindful routines can anchor you living in that inspirational, spiritual, intuitive space in your life more so. And I also want to tell you, like, your spirituality or the metaphysical part of your life stops being an abstract thought and starts to become embodied when you have this transit occurring in your sixth house. So the core lesson here is not about working harder. It's about working in alignment with your health, right? To support, does your daily life support the life that you say you want to have? That's the goal. That's the key. Okay, you guys, I have to tell you that I just put together the third day of my Seattle workshop. I put all the curriculum together and I built out the curriculum. I wrote it all last week, and it is going to be so incredible. I'm going to teach you the most incredible timing techniques, how to find the most auspicious day, the best day, the luckiest day, the most fortunate day that you can for any event in your life. And I have a very specific formula that I am going to teach you that you're going to be able to use every single time you are at a major crossroads in your life. And I am so excited. I can barely begin to tell you. This is going to be so thrilling and so exciting and so amazing that, I mean, I want to teach it right now. It is going to be phenomenal. If you can't come to Seattle, you can always buy it as a replay. It takes me sometimes 6 months to get those edited and up. But I hope so much you are coming to Seattle May 14, 15, 16, and 17 of 2026. We're going to have the time of our lives. And the group that is coming so far is just absolutely amazing. You will fall in love with this soul tribe. And I am going to take you for happy hour on a ferry boat. We are going to do karaoke on our last night. We are going to party at night, play at night, and then we're going to study really hard during the day. And I am going to teach you new things. You're also going to get to learn all about your progress chart. Have you guys been working with your progress chart? Please, dear God, tell me yes, tell me yes, tell me yes. And you definitely need to get your Astro Gold package at shopsoulnavigation.com so you can see your progress chart and see where all your progress planets are. But what I want to tell you is we're going to work on your progress chart for 2 full days, and then we're going to do the timing techniques. It's going to be amazing, like absolutely amazing. And I hope you are coming to beautiful Seattle. Go check it all out. It's going to be, you can find out all the details at shopsoulnavigation.com. And you can also go to my website and check it out there. I give you ideas on where to stay, how to get to the event, free transportation from the airport, restaurants to eat at, my very favorite restaurants. I have it all listed on there. So check it out. I kind of want to know what you are most excited about with this transit for your own self, you know, and I also really want you to pay attention to where you have Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And you're going to have those signs in 3 different houses. And those houses are also really, really critical in this story. So Aries sits in a cardinal cross to those other signs, okay, to Capricorn, to Cancer, and to Libra. And that cardinal cross in your chart is being activated, and those are power pressure points because those are the signs that sit on the angles, and those angular signs are the potency signs in your chart. Even if you don't have any planets, they are the potency signs, and so they're all being activated. And you can see this in the world. You can see all this activity in all these corner pockets of the world. And so it's kind of like a pinball, like ding, 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 right? And this cardinal cross is being lit up at 0 degrees. And these are all the solstices and equinoxes. These are the starts of the seasons. I think it's exhilarating and exciting on a personal level. And I think in a social level and historical level and anthropological level, I think it's necessary in a way to create change. What I mean is the change is necessary, but how the change is being created doesn't really align with what I would love to see or what I would even like to see. So I'm not in alignment with it socially, but I am in alignment with it personally. And I would love to know your thoughts. Let's talk about this in the 7th house. And so this is, of course, affecting your relationships, your romantic and all kinds of relationships. So your business partnerships, your partnerships, anybody who you partner with. And this is where your boundaries morph, you know, and you may be actually at this time even more attracted to spiritual Neptunian partners, psychic, intuitive partners. You could fall in love with mystics or visionaries, or you could just want to partner with somebody who is in the esoteric arts. And you might value partners that are both strong and loyal, but also very Neptunian, empathetic and compassionate. You might really, really respect other people who have this compassionate strength about them, or who uses their compassion in an integral way, where now, you know, caring about other people in a way that is very practical and pragmatic, helping somebody go get their groceries who's afraid to go get their groceries, helping other people walk their dogs, you know, showing up inside partnerships, partnering in a way where you show up as the strength, the leader that has great empathy and compassion for others. And I also want to tell you, this is a time when you could really step into your current partnership or a partner who wants to build the dream with you. It can be very romantic. And to remember not to lose yourself to a partner that just Saturnians you, Saturnizes you, in order to be with a partner that is better for you, someone who can build and nurture and grow with you and grow with your dreams, right? Like, I'm very lucky that I have a person in my life where our big picture dreams are simpatico. They're in simpatico. So are you on the same page with your partner in the dream of your life? And if you have a partner that stifles you, this is a time to really reevaluate that. I also want to tell you that other people can be a strong, safe, secure, very important, those are all Saturn words, catalyst into helping you develop your mystical self, your mystical self. And this can be, you can find catalysts right now for that. So when Saturn conjuncts Neptune at 0 degrees Aries, transiting your 7th house, the illusions you have carried about partnership and the illusion around who you should be inside this partnership completely dissolve. And only what is really, really real is what can remain or last. So you're going to reset right now how you relate to people, who you want to commit to, how and who you want to merge with. How do you want to merge with people or partners? Neptune exposes the projections that you place onto other people. The idealization. Have you ever idealized the wrong person? Tell me, this is a real question. Leave me a comment. Leave everybody a comment. Who was the last person who you idealized and you really shouldn't have, right? Yeah. So you're going to reevaluate your relationship dynamics. And you're also probably no longer going to want to tolerate relationships built on hope rather than truth. So Saturn is demanding maturity and boundaries and accountability in how you partner. Are you a good partner? That's another real question. Are you a good partner? I think I'm a good partner most of the time. I do have my flaws and my faults, but do you consider yourself a good partner or not? Because right now you're being asked to learn how to partner and how to learn to partner well without completely losing yourself and without being, without being codependent. So it's not about learning how to compromise at all costs. It's about initiating relationships from a place of self-respect instead of abandoning yourself. Gosh, I had this one person who was an Aries who talked about how they don't have any Libra in their chart and how they didn't like the sign of Libra because they felt like if I give you your way, 50% of the time, and you give me my way 50% of the time, never do both of us ever have our way at the same time. And I think compromise can be more artful. I can be really, really happy when I see my partner in their happiness, and it creates a joy for me, even though I didn't necessarily want to do that particular thing. So it's not about compromising all the time or at all costs, but it's sort of like learning how to step into the shoes and the joy of your partner and really celebrating life from their lens and from their perspective, and then bouncing back into yourself. I will tell you, this 7th house conjunction is going to teach you that earthbound love is not conditional. It comes with rules and it comes with clarity. And if you don't have some rules, you will get taken advantage of. And it probably, without rules, there won't be any structure. Without structure, your relationship collapses. So what are your deal breakers, right? Is fidelity a deal breaker for you? It isn't for everybody. Is don't bring home an STD, is that a deal breaker for you? Not for everybody. Is don't lie a deal breaker? You want to know what? Not for everybody. A lot of people are living with people who lie. So what's your deal breaker? And I'm not trying to project deal breakers onto you. A lot of those are not deal breakers for people. But what are yours? What's important that you know what yours are? And also, this is going to be a time where you're really going to see people for who they are, for who they say they are, for who they really are, not as you imagine them to be. This is the time to sort of leave your imaginary potential for them. Like, oh, I know, but are they going to fix themselves? This is a time for you to get really, really real with who they are being is who they are being. Who they are being is who they are, right? So getting really, really real with that, not just who they are not, don't live with, oh, well, I love them because I know they have the potential for, or I imagine them to be one day, someday sober, right? Now, partnerships must be consciously chosen. They have to be really, really mutually responsible. There needs to be mutual attraction, mutual accountability, mutual love, mutual responsibility. And at its highest expression, Saturn, Neptune in Aries in the seventh, it is marking the beginning of like a partnership that aligns with your soul. Yeah. Where fantasy gives away to genuine devotion. I'm devoted because I want to be, not because I have to be, not because I'm guilted into it, not because I feel sorry for you. That's a big one. A lot of people stay with people because they feel sorry for them. I know that your world will crumble if I'm not standing in it. But does that really feed your soul? And I want to also tell you that boundaries will deepen your independence because they create respect. And they also force the other person, when you have boundaries, they force the other person to carve out your time respectfully. Hey, are you free on Friday? Do you have time? Could we go out? Like, let's start respecting people's time, right? Rather than just ghosting people or not getting back to them. And I'll tell you that having courage to set up your boundaries, it replaces codependence. So let's talk about some practical examples. Right now, it will be healthy for you to end your relationships that have been built on potential, not reality, or end your relationships that are just staring you in the face, showing you how sick and unhealthy they are. Do not wait for your person to get fixed. What you do is you cut them off, you say goodbye, you wish them well, sayonara, goodbye, have a great life. And if and when, and I believe one day you will get your life together, come back to me. And let's hope that we're available again together. But I'm not going to sit in this, in this toxicity and wait for you. No. You know why? They'll make you wait forever. You need to leave and come back. If somebody realizes that you've been holding on to them for what they could be, but not for who they really are, they keep you holding on to them and they never end up becoming who you are. Sometimes the lesson is in leaving. And so with this aspect, a lot of relationships that aren't in the soul alignment with you will dissipate, will fade, will go away. And that could be painful. But let me tell you, it could be so, so healthy for you. Now, this might not be your marriage partner, okay? And also, this is Libra risings. A lot of these people are going to be Libra risings. And while I'll just tell you this. So this is my daughter and this is also my husband. And I'm in partnership with both of them. But while I don't expect either one of them, I don't think that the themes in their life, that this is going to be about me in their lives. But I do think this is going to be about different people that they partner with in their lives. So this might not be your main romantic partnership. And if you have a really healthy partnership, a marriage partnership, or you're in partnership with a really healthy person, healthy relationship, well, that does not mean that it is going to crumble. It means that this lesson is going to come to your life, come into your life in a different way, in a very different way. And remember, this can be your business partnerships too. So it's almost like you're going to have an opportunity to live very authentically inside all your partnerships. And the ones that are not healthy, they are going to either be revamped and you stay together, or you have to let them go. It depends how unhealthy they are. You have to let them go. And then you demand from the universe, and you find the courage within you to find one that is better. So a lot of Libra risings are going to be really reevaluating their partnerships at this time and what works for them and what they need and what is missing. I didn't realize that the floating blue dots were all over my face. Yeah, funny. I just have to take a quick little break and just say I love being here with all you guys. I really do. I love being here with you at 9:30 a.m. live chatting. And if you guys watch this video later and you want to just come join the live chat, most Sunday, I mean, almost all the time, I'm live chatting with you and you can bring your questions. And I love having my morning coffee with you all. What else did I want to tell you? I think this looks like honest conversations. I do. I think this looks like real honest conversations inside your partnerships and learning to have the courage to speak up around what you need, what's not fulfilled, what you really want. Learning how to say no, learning how to say it's my turn, learning how to say, no, I choose Italian food tonight, or I want Mexican food tonight. You know, I don't want Chinese food. I think that this is going to give you a boost to really speak up inside your partnerships and not hide your truths. I want to tell you another thing. I think this is going to kind of force you to take a stance. Wherever you're not taking a stance, wherever you're not clearly defined, wherever you're a fence sitter, wherever you play both sides, wherever you say I'm this and that, wherever you pretend to one audience and then you pretend to another audience, wherever you're not crystal clear around who am I in this connection, or it might not even be who am I in this connection. It might be, I don't show you my truth. I don't speak up about who I truly am because I'm afraid that would alienate you in our partnership. Yeah, I have a person in my life who presents one way to this group and then they present one way to that group. And these two groups are totally opposite groups. They're completely on the antithesis. And I don't say anything. I don't say to the person, hey, do you realize that you're kind of two-faced? Because I realize that this person is coming from a place of fear and doesn't want to lose this side or this side. And this could even be a mom and a dad, because you will find that if you are a Libra rising, you are forced to be the bridge in people's lives. And the bridge is like, oh, I talk to you about A, B, and C, and I talk to you about X, Y, and Z. And I don't talk to you about X, Y, and Z, and I don't talk to you about A, B, C, because you don't like A, B, C, and you don't like X, Y, Z. So I don't talk to you about the things that you don't want me to talk about. So I become what you need me to be. And if you have illusions around how you even do this, this is going to come to a head. And you will find that right now you have the courage to be, let's say, E, F, and G. Maybe you don't even want A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. Maybe your truth is E, F, and G. What's interesting is these people already know you're two-faced. These people know, and these people know. It's just that they kind of either want you to be or need you to be, or they get off on you being that way, or you're just the happy bridge in their life. So they let you be that. They already know. They're not confused. You're not real convincing. Let me tell you, you're not real convincing on this subject. Everybody knows, including yourself. And so Aries, this Aries that's going to land in that 7th house is going to say, be you, be authentically you. Take a stance, ruffle feathers. Who cares? Be authentically you, because they're not respecting you, pretending to be on their team or pretending to be on their team. And also take a stance, even if the stance is unfavorable. If it is honest. And I'll tell you, if you were courageous enough to show your truth isn't in alignment with them or them, usually what I find, if you deliver it in a kind way or a smart way, or you package it in a way where, hey, you can keep your truth and you can keep your truth. But I want to tell you, I've moved away from both of those truths. And this is what my truth is. What I have found is that I find most people will respect you for that, and most people will want to stay involved with you. But when you play act that you're okay with bad things, or you're okay with things that you're really not okay with, they already know it, and they're just playing along, and they don't respect you very much for it. This is kind of a hard truth that I'm telling you, and I hope self-respect, living inside your relationships with your truth coming out, coming forward, I hope that becomes more important to you over the next year than living in a fake, false reality with an imaginary relationship. I want the people in your life to know your soul and to choose you and want to be with you because they know you, because they know the truth of you. And you don't want a relationship that's fake or phony. You don't want to survive on just hoping that they won't reject you. If they do reject you, choose yourself. Choose yourself. Will you guys tell me if you can relate to this? I want to know if you can actually relate to this. So, redefining your commitment to yourself and your boundaries, and seeing where you've been kind of over compromising or living kind of in a false reality with this other person, is inviting you to create a new dynamic within you. And so I think redefining yourself and expressing your truth inside your partnerships, all of them, like, hey, even if it's a work partnership, like, hey, I've been doing more work than what we agreed upon. And I really need you to know I love doing this work and I want to continue in this partnership, but I need things to change a little bit. Evolve, 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 evolve. Your relationships want to evolve inside a truthfulness, inside a wholeness, instead of a need, instead of out of a need to not be rejected. Does that make sense? Neptune wants to dissolve the dependency, that I'll be whatever you need me to be. I will chameleon myself so you won't leave me. Neptune wants to dissolve that. And Saturn wants to build integral self-respect. And Aries wants you to initiate or repattern the relationship from a place of strength, not from a place of neediness, not from a place of fear of being left, not from a place of being fearful of abandonment. So you don't need to chase connection. You don't need to be something in order to be connected into. Instead, choose connection wisely and consciously. Choose people to connect with that you don't have to fake it for and have mutual respect with. It's a really big lesson. The core lesson of this transit is it's not about saving love at all costs, right? I'll be whatever you want so you'll love me. It's about choosing truth in love. It's the only way you'll feel secure anyway. So are you partnering from fear, or are you partnering from self-leadership? And that's a genuine question. That's a real question. And I don't want you to be embarrassed if you're seeing your pattern right now, maybe for the first time. But I would love it so much if you would share a story or a comment about how you relate to this particular aspect. I think that this is one of the harder placements. I really do, to have this 0 degrees conjunction in the 7th house. And I think you're going to live in disagreement with a lot of people out there in the world. And I want you to be brave enough to talk about your truths in a way that doesn't hurt or harm or alienate people. I'm not inviting you to go, sledgehammer the world. No. And sometimes, like me, oh my God, do you know how many truths? Do you know how many truths I live by that I don't even say out loud? I just quietly live by them because I don't need to convert you. I don't need to convert you. I'm not even trying to change you. This is such a great place because I can share ideas with you. And I find that there are so many like-minded souls. And I think that a lot of your comments create a lot of enlightenment for other people. And your comments really have impact. So I want to say thank you for that. I also just love being here with you. Please like, subscribe, share. Come to Seattle. Take a look at my Athena Academy of Astrology if you want to become a professional astrologer. We are in our foundations class right now, and it is so much fun. Check out all my charts and reports, and I will see you here 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And please take good care of yourself and other people out there in the world. Love always wins. I wish you the very best. Bye for now.